The Justice Department is investigating a newly passed state law which requires members of the Catholic clergy to report when a child's been harmed, similar to doctors and teachers. Fox 13's John Hopperstead is in the newsroom with more. John, good morning.
Good morning, Aaron. Yeah, the Justice Department says it is looking in the, quote, development and passage of this new law in our state, which may violate the First Amendment right to freedom of religion. Now, the new law adds clergy to that list of professionals in the state who must report child abuse to police, and that includes incidents revealed during confessional, which is considered a sacred covenant of confidentiality within the Catholic Church. Seattle's Archbishop says this is overreach of the legislature and governor, and people should be alarmed by it. But sponsors of the law, including Senator Noel Frame, who was sexually abused as a child, say the state has a responsibility to put children's safety first.
They need to know that if they tell somebody they're being abused, like I told my teacher in the 5th grade that I was being abused, that they can trust that that person will make it stop.
It is forcing somebody who's given their entire life, raised their hand, made an oath with God Almighty to choose between God's law and man's law.
You can see there was heated debate there before this law was passed. If this new law holds, Washington is now just one of 5 states that require clergy to report abuse even if they learn about it in confidentiality. But the Archbishop claims it also requires clergy to violate the seal of the Sacrament of Reconciliation. And violating that seal, he says, would result in excommunication for priests. Guys.
The vote to choose who will succeed Pope Francis is almost underway. All 133 cardinals who are part of the papal conclave have arrived in Rome. Starting tomorrow, those electors will be barred from the outside world until the next pontiff is chosen. Joining us live from Rome, Rebecca Castor has more for us. Rebecca, good morning.
Bill, good morning. You can really sense the anticipation in the air here. Earlier today, those cardinals had their last meeting before the conclave officially gets underway tomorrow, and they take that oath of secrecy.
Arriving from near and far, the group of cardinals who will choose Pope Francis's successor is the most geographically diverse in history. The U.S., Brazil, India, and Italy are among the countries with the most representation, while for the first time, less than half of the electors are from Europe. Still, some cardinals say they will only look at the attributes that make for a premier pope.
We support whoever is the best person. We don't know. So, but we don't choose a pope based on continent, based on race, based on language.
Potential contenders include Italian Cardinal Pietro Parolin and Filipino Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, perhaps becoming the first Asian pope. But we won't know who's actually in the running. Ballots are burned after voting, and the cardinals take a vow of secrecy.
And there'll be some maybe debating discussions in the conclave, which we'll hear very little about historically.
Cardinals are also meeting behind closed doors ahead of the conclave, discussing what qualities they want the next pope to have. Some of the 1.4 billion Catholics around the world say they're hoping for someone who will continue Pope Francis's progressive work.
I would like that carries on the maybe the key things that this late Pope has been pounding on, especially promoting women religious in some leadership positions like he has done.
So early tomorrow afternoon, or really early in the morning in the States, is around the time we'll start looking for that white or black smoke. Remember, it's the white smoke that indicates a new pope has been elected. Bill, back to you.